What's up, guys? Today I'm back again reviewing a new album, and this one is one of my personal favorites, Kanye Graduation. This has got to be in my top 3 favorites. After late registration and college dropout, Kanye didn't really know where he was gonna. At least I didn't know where he was gonna go. And this album actually came out the year I was born, so it's kind of got a nostalgia effect for me. This record is a popular bootleg I picked up from Taz Records, which is a very popular record store in Canada. I picked it up for around $50, so it's a lot cheaper than that Wolf album I reviewed recently. And yeah, I will be providing a vinyl review, an individual song review, as well as a total album review of Kanye West's Graduation. And stay tuned for that if you're interested. Now, as I said previously, this is a very popular bootleg of Kanye West's Graduation, as you can tell because of the bootleg number on the side. But it is also very high quality, as this is the only Kanye record I have bought, but it is one of my favorites, so that's probably why. It comes with 2 records on this very nice purple. Very shiny, very limited. And it came at a good price at $40. So while this album might not be as interesting without like a gatefold like the Kanye West album Dark Twisted Fantasy has, there's this little insert of a describing Kanye up to now. It might not be as interesting as that album. It's also not as expensive. And this album is my favorite Kanye album, even though some people think that's due to just nostalgia, but I think this album is great. It's got hits like Stronger and You Can't Tell Me Nothing, Homecoming, and Flashing Lights, and we'll get a new song review in a minute. So just to preface before we start reviewing these songs, I'm going to be reviewing just the ones on the main album, as since this is a bootleg, it comes with extra tracks from a US bonus, a Japan bonus, a UK bonus, and a Fast and Furious bonus. The bonuses from the countries being bonuses he did on tour. But to start out, let's start out with Good Morning. Good Morning is a good opening track, but it's also a song that I haven't listened to too much, so I don't know exactly where to rate it, but I'd rate it a 7 out of 10, based on my listening experience. Next is Champion. Champion is a pretty good song, another song that people kind of just bulldoze by to get to Stronger and the other hits on this song, but I'd give this song another 7 out of 10. Next is Stronger. This is a massive pop song that blew up, and I'd give this song if I'm rating this on how good it is, another 7 out of 10. Even though it's very popular, it is not my favorite. Next is Good Life. This is another popular song that I really do like, and I would have to give this one an 8 out of 10. Next is Barry Bonds. This song is not too good. It's a little bit worse than some of the previous songs, and for that I'd have to give it a 6 out of 10, even with the feature from Lil Wayne. Next is I Wonder, and this is a really good song, very good beat by Kanye, very good vocals by Kanye and whoever else did the vocals, it doesn't really say, but I'd have to give this one a 9 out of 10. Next is You Can't Tell Me Nothing. Some people consider this the best song on this album, but I'd have to give this one another 9 out of 10. It's very good. Next is Drunk and Hot Girls. This song is a very big letdown, and it's what holds this album back from being as good or very good. I'd have to give this one a 5 out of 10. Next is Flashing Lights. This song is very good. Good feature from Duell. I'm sorry if I said that name wrong. And it's a 9 out of 10 for me. Next is Everything I Am. This is a song I don't listen to too much, so I'd have to give it a 6 out of 10. Next is The Glory, another song I don't listen to too much, but I'd have to give this song a 7 out of 10. Next is Homecoming. Homecoming is a very good song and my personal favorite on this album, so I'd have to give it a 10 out of 10. And I'll rank Big Brother because it is not a different version of the song. I'd give this song a 7 out of 10. Sorry. And thank you for listening to my individual album review. Next, we will go to the official album review by me. Coming back and reviewing this album after the song review and listening to it again, I kind of realized that I have a lot of nostalgia for this album, as it was one of the first rap albums I ever heard as a kid. My mom would be playing it while she was working out, or my dad would be listening to it, as they were both big Kanye fans prior to him running for president, which is kind of funny. But like, I still think this album's very good. There's a lot of hits on here, but there's also a lot of songs that flop. And for that, it's a difficult album to rate because you have to consider all the good and all the bad. But if I had to give it a final album review or a final number, I would give it an 8. Not like a strong 8, but just a mid 8. And not as good as the Wolf album, which I previously reviewed, in my opinion. But that's it. And if you have any albums you would like me to review, I'm here for it. Just put it in the comments. And I'll see if I can get the records of them so I can review that as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.